Hi, today we'll learn how to make vegan Hokkaido bread, or it's a Japanese kind of milk bread, which is a substitute for the Indian pav or something, where you don't want milk. So you start by making what is called a tangzong, which is essentially a pudding kind of thing you make with a little bit of flour, about 50 grams I have here, and about 150 grams, 150 ml of vegan milk. You can have rice milk, soya milk is better, but here I'm using rice milk because that's all I had at home. First, what you do is you mix it up well before you turn the heater on, and to make sure that there are no lumps, I'm trying to use my fork, which is not so nice on the non-stick pan, but okay. So, and then what you do is once you've removed all the lumps, you start the heater on to medium heat and constantly whisk so that, again, lumps are not formed here. I had to adjust my camera so lumps were formed. Yeah, so once you are done with it, you should get something like a thick paste, a wallpaper kind of paste. You store it separately, close it up, and then put it in the pan where you're going to mix your flour. What you do is you add a tiny bit of sugar and a little bit of yeast, about 7 gram here, 2 teaspoons would do. And yeah, you cannot go wrong with the yeast here. More, if you want to cause an error, better to err on the side of more yeast than less yeast. Make it, it should either be dry active yeast or instant yeast. Then I'm pouring the rest of my milk, which is about 150 ml of rice milk here again. Mix it well and wait for 10 minutes till it gets all foamy. Here, if it doesn't get foamy, it means that your yeast is dead and you need to get more yeast, or I don't know, find a way to activate yeast. Here in the corona situation, it's hard to get yeast in Germany. And then after that, you add all of your flour, which is about 400 gram of flour, and egg replacement. For egg replacement here, I am using the leftover water from cooking chickpeas, and about 55 gram of sugar. You can reduce this if you don't want it sweet, but milk breads are supposed to be sweet. And then I add a pinch of salt here. And then yeah, I go about mixing it a little bit before I put it on my mixer. Of course, you can also knead it by hand, but that would take a longer time, maybe 25 minutes. Here I set it to medium rotation for about 10 minutes, and in the middle I add a bit of plant-based butter, because this is don't add it at the start because the gluten needs to get activated. And then you knead it for some more time and then store it overnight, or for 2 to 3 hours in a warm room. Here I've done it overnight because it was too late. And then it should raise about at least double the size of it. Knead it further to remove any air bubbles. Yeah, because as you saw, once it raises, there is a lot of air bubbles. So here I'm just kneading it for about a minute, but 30 seconds would do. I'm just kneading it more because it was quite fun doing it. This is my first time baking. Yeah. Once you're done with the kneading, cut it into 3 portions. You can go different routes here, but what I'm going for is 3 big rolls that gel together into a big bread. You can also make small pav size things, but yeah, to make my rolls, what I'm doing here is to flatten it, and essentially I gave up on the roller because it was too hard. Hand was easier. And I create a rectangle, then roll it into this kind of small rolls, create 3 rolls, place them in a parchment paper, or you can also just apply butter and place it. And then put it in a baking pan. What I am doing here is applying a mix of date syrup and water and olive oil. You can apply any syrup, or if you don't want it sweet, you can just use your chickpea based egg replacement and apply it on top, and put it in a preheated oven, 200 degrees Celsius, for about 20 minutes, I would say. But in the middle, you will have to do something that I'm going to do now. Just open it up and renew your whatever glaze kind of syrup or olive oil or butter or whatever it is. It's fine. Once that is done, after 20 minutes, once the crust is brown, take it out and please remove it immediately from your baking pan because it should stop cooking. Put it in a cool environment, and then after a few minutes you have nice beautiful Hokkaido soft bread. I kind of enjoyed eating this very much. I had to